Okay, Darren, you've said in your interviews that the team needs to learn to get draws when maybe not playing as well as we have done, but what's your view on today's game? First draw of the season.
I thought it was a horrible football match. I thought it lacked any real quality, any real sort of speed, tempo, momentum. The weather sucked the life out of the pitch, and it needed it. It needed some life on the surface to be able to carry the ball further. So many of our dribblers or runners of the ball tripped, where he got stuck, and yeah, it was. I thought it was a really poor game. So by that notion, I don't think we played particularly well, but defensively we had a good organisation. Apart from the penalty, I thought we had good organisation. They may have 3, maybe 4 shots on our goal the whole game, and you learn in time as a manager that sometimes the value of a point is enough. So we'd have maybe been a little bit more aggressive in the latter stages had we not had to make the changes that we were enforced to do. So we'll see now with the squad what the real calibre of the squad now, because if them injuries become more than just a short-term couple of day thing, then we'll have to obviously fast track people like Jack Rolls, who needs a real pre-season, back into the side.
And we had some good early pressure, and then probably the first time they really came forward with purpose, the penalty. What was your take on the penalty? Well,
it was really poor organisation between Moss and Wilkinson. I mean, really poor. So I think it's something that Wealdstone are a game of tells. Just everything's a tell, so it becomes a story. It becomes quite a predictable story. I don't mean that in any sort of disrespect or derogatory. So you have to pick up the triggers and the telltale signs very quickly. And Luke and Dan didn't really, and then Wilkinson gets himself into a dreadful position in the penalty area where it's coming, and just because you're behind him, the heels make contact with your foot, and players quite rightfully go down, and the penalty's given.
And then the game was pretty possibly shaded the first half in terms of pressure and chances, but the real moment of class, I suppose, came from Jermaine's goal, which he pulled beautifully. And he's looked, the last 2 or 3 games, I would say he's looked stronger and stronger in terms of finding his way into the side.
He should be. It's the same with Rowan. They've only been using 40-50% of what their body and their attributes have got. Jermaine is a brilliant guy to coach, so it's easy, but Jermaine needs to use more of what his qualities are, and he's the most wonderful athlete. I mean, strong, good in terms of his aerobic capacity, quick, so he should use them more. When I've seen Jermaine in the past, he played very deep. I want those qualities high. So he's had to go through a bit of a transformation, but he should score 10 goals this season from that position, and he does a brilliant job. And because we're quite small, he almost gives us a physicality of a target type man at times that can just hold onto the ball. But I was really pleased for him. We speak about his finishing technique quite a lot, and his decisions. On Monday at Torquay, before Daly's second goal, he chose the wrong technique, so it should have been his goal, and if he'd have adopted the right technique, he would have scored there as well. But I was really pleased with Jermaine. Lovely strike, but he's a good footballer, brilliant athlete, good learner. He takes on board coaching very, very well, so I was pleased for him, but I'm always pleased when my team scores.
Message at half time?
Calm down. We're overthinking. Too many times the third touch endorsed pressure, and then we turned over the ball, because we passed the ball horribly. I mean, today was. But when you're at your best offensively, it's when there's a real reduced thinking time in what they do. They see things and they do it. It's bang. It's very sharp, very instinctive. And I thought it was almost doubting what our eyes were telling us. Do it quicker. Play 1 or 2 touch. This pitch in terms of dribbling was tough today because there was no energy and life to it. So true touch, play, pass the ball better. We didn't, but they were the messages. And I thought second half defensive, I thought we were excellent, really, really good, very strong. Organisation was good, and our attitude to defending, as we've seen now over the last so many games, 7 games, was outstanding.
It was a bit of a, I don't know if the word slugfest, it was a bit sort of end to end, wasn't it? And they had a bit more possession, but as you say, we defended well. Do you think the draw was a fair result?
Yeah, look, normally when you play poorly, you lose. Poor performances, normally you lose. So points, you know, a positive move for us. It's an extra point. It means at the end of the year we'll have 1 extra than we wouldn't have had if we'd have been awful and lost. But our defensive shape was good. The commitment of the players was good. It's been a difficult day. These are difficult games. They're all difficult. So I think you know, you take your point. I'd rather take a point than no point. Would I have liked 3? Yes. Like I said, maybe had the enforced changes not come about, we may have been able to be a bit more aggressive offensively and use boats, etc. But we weren't able to. So we take our point and we move on.
I mean, he looks an exciting new addition. You've got Yeovil next week, so what's the week going to look like in preparing for that?
Well, like last week, you know, we're professional people. We have things that we like to tick off every week in terms of readying players, and we'll prepare this show. I know the Yeovil Football Club very, very well. I don't know this Yeovil team very well though. It's a different team to me. It's a different coach. It's a different strategy. So you've got to put all of that sort of nonsense aside and you know, look at it with clear eyes and focus on what we need to do in order to win. We're going to have to play better than today, absolutely, but I think there'll be more life in our surface next week.
Brilliant. Thanks, Darren. Thanks for your time. See you next week.
Thank you.